3 things that I'm actively trying to stop doing. I know normally with my series, I'll say 3 things that I stopped doing. I feel like I should correct it and say trying to stop doing, because I think it's unwise for me to say that I have just dead cut off a lot of behaviors. First thing is trying to get new revelation, a rhema word or something like that from God every day. So I came from a background at some point in my walk with new age stuff. So a lot of crystals, tarot cards, things like that. A lot of divination, zodiac signs, like determining my day, like all those apps with the horoscopes. That was me. I loved it. I really loved it. And so exiting that and then going back to Christianity and now having a newfound relationship with Christ, like reading the Bible on my own, trying to use discernment, like just different biblical principles and things throughout the Bible. There would be times when I found out about prophets and prophetic words, and they very well mimicked the tarot cards and stuff that I used to be like really heavily into. Oh, I'm going in with this brow gel. I'm gonna do my brows now, but I didn't need to. I'm supposed to put on sunscreen after. And so because it would mimic these words, there was something in me that I was like, oh my goodness, like this is kind of like tarot cards but for Christians, prophecies. And so it would be prophecies on love, money, getting back with the ex. I remember there was at least 3 people in my lifetime, just 3 from what I can remember, because there have been many, who would literally prophesy over me or be like, I see the Spirit of the Lord saying there's a relationship coming up for you in the next 2 years. Mind you, I was like 13, 14 when someone was prophesying that to me. I didn't meet my boyfriend until I was 18. So if you do the math, you see their 2 and 2 is equaling 6 instead of 4. I would get prophecies like that. Another one told me like, yeah, I was gonna be really big and I'm gonna be a prophet to the nations and stuff. I'm gonna be a teacher. So you see where I'm going with all of this, but I, somewhere in the midst of all of that, and then hanging out with certain people whose like mindset about the Bible is like kind of like war tactics. Like we have to go to war every day, and we gotta wake up at a certain time to pray so that we can fight off marine spirits and Leviathan kingdoms and things like that. Like going so far into extra biblical things, I started jumping on those type of bandwagons, and I would start thinking that God had to speak to me every single day. I would think that I needed things outside of the Bible in order to hear God speak. And because of that, I really struggled a lot with deciphering what God's word was and what it isn't. And because of that, even though I kind of jumped off that bandwagon, there are still times that I kind of get pulled in a little bit and then I have to like dial it back. So that is something I still currently struggle with. I think some simple truths that kind of just help me with that is remembering that even some of the greatest people that we name in the Bible, Ruth, Esther, both the Josephs, Mary, Jesus, and Jesus is, I mean, will we not argue he's like one of the most important figures in the Bible? Who else? I'm trying to think about different kings and people like that, Jehoshaphat, Gideon, all these men in the Bible, David, Solomon, not even they were getting direct prophecies from God every